Goody's illness?
Because I think the commentary on the coverage of Jade Goody's illness has been marked by a notable condescension, scorn, sneering contempt, arrogant snobbery.
Even despite this terrible thing that she's going through, which seems to be getting much worse.
She's a young woman, she's 27, she has 2 young children, and the lack of compassion, the lack of the milk of human kindness seems to be quite startling. And the sense here seems to rest upon the fact that she is uneducated, a vulgarian, some kind of Philistine, and therefore has no right or business peddling her suffering in public.
Do you think it's good old British snobbery, you say?
I think it's good old British snobbery at its most vile, actually. So that if you are Terry Pratchett, if you are the late John Diamond, first husband of Nigella Lawson, then you are admired, you are lauded, applauded for being so honest and so frank and for sharing what you're going through so other people can be inspired by your brave and courageous fight and learn from your insights and great aperçus. But if you're Jade, you're assumed not to have any insights or aperçus.
So it's a social class difference.
Yes.
It's fine for Terry Pratchett and for John Diamond because they were middle class, media friendly people.
Yeah.
I think Vanessa makes quite a good case. I suppose there might be 2 more things to be said. One is that I think Jade is represented by Max Clifford, and that may be, part of the reason why people are set against it, because they think then that does look a bit insincere, a bit vulgar. And the second thing is that, I mean, thinking back particularly to John Diamond's work, I'm sure it's true of Terry Pratchett as well, I mean, they were producing kind of literary gems. I mean, they were writing things that were intensely beautiful, I thought. And probably Jade isn't.
Yeah, I don't think Jade is trying to. I don't think Jade is...
Diane, let's get Diane taken it. I'll come back to you.
I think it's all very vulgar and tasteless, but you know what she's doing? If I was dying of cancer and I had kids like Jade, and you'd be thinking, who is going to look after my children? So what she's doing, she's doing scraping together the last pound of money she can before she dies. And I understand that.
I'm not sure it's either vulgar or tasteless. I think that the chattering classes have a tendency not to understand and to ride roughshod over a particular relationship with television and the media that certain sectors of the community enjoy. And having, made my living for many years out of confessional television, I can testify that for certain people there is something cathartic, therapeutic, and something eminently sensible about saying something terribly intimate on the television. It makes sense to them. It's their vernacular.
Do you think, though, that Jade is really in control of this coverage?
Yes, I have spoken to Max Clifford about this personally, in fact, this very week, and I believe her to be somebody who actively enjoys that kind of communication. She's not being coerced into it, and she's not even doing it reluctantly. And I do understand that, though.
Let's have Diane.
I think she's doing what she has to do, right?
She has to
kids.
Well, you think she's doing it just for the money?
I think she's doing it for the money for her kids.
For sure.
Because who will look after her kids?
But do you think she's in control of it?
No, of course.
Because the media in the end take control, don't they?
She's not. She's, no. And I think that's what makes it very sad.
I mean, are we going to end up, looking forward, with no boundaries in this kind of coverage? I mean, are we going to have... We've already had a death on television. If we carry on like this, it may thought to be impossible, but, we've got kids in this Big Brother house all beating each other up now, which we never thought we'd see of Lord of the Rings, whatever it is, live on TV. Are we going to have celebrity deaths? Is it going to be a pay TV event?
I imagine it will be only a matter of time. I mean, the legendary American talk show host Phil Donahue always said he wanted to see the electric chair live on telly. He thought that would be the ultimate use of TV to see justice being seen to be done. We're surely only a hair's breadth away from it, aren't we? Even
and yet, it's extraordinary that death remains, I think, almost the greatest social taboo. It is the thing that people still can't cope with, still don't know what to say to people who are bereaved, still reluctant to think about it happening to yourself. So, I mean, to some extent, I think we still have to move forward with people talking about death so that the rest of us can behave more maturely about it.
It's a jolly good thing, and every young girl who goes to get a cervical smear because of Jade has Jade to bless and Jade to thank.
Well, that could be one positive outcome, couldn't it? I mean, there may be others, but that would be one. The kind of young girls who watch this may learn something from it and what it does. There's a danger, though, the rest of us, as this goes on, may just get bored. Not necessarily with the Jade Goody case, but just with this endless coverage of celebrity and celebrity death.
I'm already bored. I never watched Big Brother when Jade was on it. I'm not a Jade fan. I won't be watching this stuff. But as a mother, I understand why she's doing it. That's my point.
I remain moved by what I remember, and it's now many years ago, of what John Diamond wrote, and that kind of intensely affected my view of death and about how one would try to cope with it if it was happening to you or happening to a loved one. So I don't entirely reject the role that celebrities can play in this.
Do we know how she is now?
Well, she's not good. She's not good. No, I mean, they're hoping that they found a new drug, but she's not good at all. I'm hoping that we never reach a time where we're so desensitised to other people's feelings and sufferings that we do find a young girl of 27 battling a terminal disease unmoving.
Yeah, I understand. Well, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Good to